What is going on, guys? And in today's video I'm going to show you how you can get approved to sell on GOAT, right? I've been selling on GOAT since 2019. It's been a couple of months and I've actually had a pretty good experience. It's actually one of the best sites you can possibly use as a consignment store to list your shoes. And I'm going to be literally showing you guys how you can get approved so you can start selling your used sneakers or new sneakers, right? So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Alright guys, so what you literally want to do is open up the GOAT app once you've downloaded it. And then you're going to be greeted by this home page, right, where you could check out all the materials and stuff. But what we mainly want to focus is on these little tabs right here down on the bottom. Now it's gonna be the fourth one to the right, not the home, not the styles tab, not the search tab, but we're gonna focus on the selling tab. We're gonna click on that, and then you're gonna be greeted by this page right here. It says apply to sell by logging in or registering. Only approved sellers are allowed to participate in selling. So what you want to do is if you're already registered, then you probably won't be watching this video. But what we want to do is click register, right? And then what it's going to ask you for is your email and then the password. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quick. Alright, now what it's asking you for is to link either your Instagram or your Twitter account, or try to register without linking an account, right? So what I've heard is you actually get approved a lot faster if you link your social accounts, because what they're trying to do is verify if you're a real person or not. So let's see. Alright, so now it's gonna ask me for information. My first name, Alright, so now the app wants to know what kind of sneaker fits me best, right? And it gives me these categories below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click men's, and I'm interested in Nike. I like US sizes because, you know, I'm established in the US, and I'm a size 8. And then we want to click save. But right here it says, we use this information to help you shop and show size conversions in the app. Okay. So we want to click save. Okay, once we click save, it says, we'll show you size conversions when needed so you know what to buy every sneaker. Alright. And then it says edit, but you know, that seems about right. That seems about right, so we're going to click save. And then you'll be greeted by the home page. Once you're greeted by the home page, you want to look at the columns below, and then you want to go to the sale tab. Alright, once you're on the sale tab, you'll be greeted by this page right here if you're not already a seller. And it's going to ask you for some basic information about yourself so you can start selling on the GOAT app, because you have to get approved to sell on the GOAT app. Alright, so first things first, they're going to ask you for your personal information. We're going to click on that. Alright, and then we're just going to enter a phony name. Alright, so now we're just going to enter some random name, right? I'm going to call myself Bob Gar. Alright, and then it's gonna ask you for a phone number. I'm gonna type in, let's see, just like some random number. Alright, date of birth. Alright, let's just do a couple years back. Alright, click done, continue. Now, an important thing to know is that when you're trying to sell on the GOAT app, you must be 18 or older, right? And so that's why that didn't work. So let's go to the years. Let's just go, let's see. All right, let's go a couple years back. Let's go to 1999. All right, and click continue. Now Goat wants to know your return address. So basically just your address, or where you live. So I'm gonna fill this out and then I'll be back. Alright guys, once you've confirmed your address, now it's gonna go through some basic information about how to sell your shoes, which is Seller 101. So we click on that, and it's basically gonna say, please review the following examples to avoid listing issues. Each listing is checked by a verification specialist, so getting familiar with our policies will save you time and help you get approved quicker. So we click OK. And basically these are the type of shoes that Goat is checking for if they're used. Basically, if you can see that on this shoe right here, actually has dirt on the bottom. So it says Goat considers these worn, all right, because it's got dirt on the bottom. So please make sure to inspect your sneakers before listing them for sale. If your sneaker shows signs of wear, they must be listed under the used section, right? And then it shows different types of examples, if you can see that as well. Dirt on the bottom right there. Also Goat considers these worn. And then also Goat considers these worn, like sock lint stuck on the inside of the shoe. Right? So once you see that, you click on agree. And it says Goat considers these boxes damaged. And basically what they're looking for is damaged boxes, right? Because they have options of where you can list shoes as worn, damaged, or whatever, that it just depends on what type of shoe you're trying to sell. And then also gives these pictures so you can get a better understanding of what type of damage your box may have, right? Missing lids as well, because there's damaged boxes, there's missing lids, and then there's cuts on the boxes, so torn and crushed. Alright, once you've understood the agreement, press agree. And it says Goat considers these defective, right? And if you can see that, basically these shoes right here are scuffed, right? So if you have a pair of shoes like that, you gotta list it as defective. Paint chips, any paint chips is a defect on a shoe. Any torn knit is also defective, just in case that pops up on a shoe you may be trying to sell. And yeah, once you realize that, also discoloration, because shoes they can become discolored over time, after a long period of time. So once you've looked through the pictures and then read the fine print, just click agree. It's gonna give you some information so you can verify, but once you've read everything, just click accept the policy. And then what you got to do now is link your social accounts. So basically, Goat wants to verify that you're a real person who's trying to sell sneakers on their app. And then what I did for mine, I linked my Instagram and my Facebook, and I sent it off and I was approved. Alright guys, now another thing, once you become a seller, you can also check your seller rating. When you first starting off, you will start off with 90 points, right? But I've been selling a little bit, so I already got a score of 104. They gave me the option to, when I list my shoes, I don't have to take photos of them anymore when they're brand new. Now it's different when I try to sell a used shoe because they're still gonna tell me to take a lot of photos, always when you're trying to sell a used shoe. But here are the different types of ratings you can get. You're always gonna start off at 90. You're gonna start off right at a 9.5 commission rate. But let's say you mess up your first sale, then they're gonna bump you down to a 15% commission rate because below 90 you get a 15% commission rate. And if you get below 70, you get a 20% commission rate, which is pretty bad. You're already losing out on a lot of money there. And then if you get below 50, they suspend your account. So you don't ever want to get there. Really, you don't even want to get past 90%, right? But if you make a couple good sales, starting out, then you'll reach 100. They give you the option to, list brand new shoes without taking photos of them, which makes it a lot easier. Believe me, you don't have to keep taking photos of these shoes. Once you get past 150, they allow you to actually, list multiple pairs of shoes at one time. So it just gets better with time, with time and effort that you put into selling your shoes. And really depends, how far you want to take this. But it's actually not bad, Once you get the hang of it, you'll be selling shoes like hotcakes. Alright guys, now once you get approved, you'll definitely get a confirmation email just like this one, saying that you've been approved to sell on Go, right? And it's basically gonna explain a whole bunch of stuff like, do I pay for shipping? And the answer is actually no. Go pays for the shipping label, although you do have to print it, right? What are the commissions for selling on Go? Like a couple minutes ago, like I explained, they take a 9.5% fee plus $5 out of what you're selling it for on Go. And it varies depending on what your your status is on the Goat app, depending on those numbers that I showed you earlier. My sneakers just sold. What to do? What do I do next? Like I said, just read and verify everything that the email explains. When do I get paid? It also explains, your earnings will be deposited to your Goat account as soon as your sneakers have been verified by Goat. So basically what happens is you send your shoes off to Goat. Goat verifies the authenticity of your shoes because they don't want any phony fakes coming through, because nobody likes that. And they verify your shoe, and then from there they send the shoe to the seller, the person who had bought your shoe. So that's how that works. And then it may take a couple days. It usually takes less than a week, is what I have come to realize. How can I cancel my sale? And then I never had to cancel a sale, so you might have to verify that. How do I cash out? Well, after the fee, right? After the 9.5 fee and the $5, the $5 that they take off of your sale, basically what happens is once they have verified your shoe and they deposit your money, they call it credits, and they credit it onto the Goat app. Once they credit it onto the Goat app, then you have the possibility to take your money from the Goat app and transfer it to your bank as a bank transfer, like a bank wire, right? But the fee for that is 2.9. So you got to remember that they're also going to take a 2.9% of the total amount of money that you were credited for after the sale, right? So it's very important that you know that. Why are photos required to list? Basic questions, read that. How can I assure my sneaker sale? Well, it just all depends on you. How you list them is what I found out, and actually having a good product. If you try to sell a really crappy pair of shoes that are all dirty and you didn't even take the time to clean them off, then they're not gonna sell. and if you list them for like above price than what they're actually going for in the marketplace, they're not gonna sell. So just two things to take in consideration when you're selling shoes on the GOAT app. But other than that, hey, like I said, this is how to get verified, you know, how to get approved to sell shoes on the GOAT app. And if you want another video on how you guys can start selling shoes on the GOAT app, then I'm gonna make that for you guys later on. But other than that, this is the end of this video. I appreciate it, guys. Smash that like button, comment down below. Alright guys, now that's the end of this video. I appreciate you watching. Smash that like button, subscribe, comment down below what's gonna be your first shoe that you're gonna sell on the GOAT app. And yeah, thanks guys, I appreciate it a lot. Take care.